Hi team, thanks for joining the call. Let's wait for others as well to. Am I audible? Okay, okay. Um, all right. Um, let's get started. Okay. So hope you're doing some practice and you'll show some demo. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So today we are going to discuss on two important tools. Okay, till yesterday we covered tools, right? Like we covered CloudWatch, like how to see logs in CloudWatch, right? So like how to see logs from Glue and Lambda, right? So you open Glue. So and Glue, let's say you'll go to the job run, hit open. So you need to go to any. This is Lambda. Okay, I think it's okay. Click on this ideal jobs and click any job. Okay, and you go to runs. And here, if you see, there are logs, right? Output CloudWatch logs. You click on this output logs, it will automatically open a new tab. And if you observe here, it's already giving the job run ID here. So with the help of that job run ID, you can see those logs. Okay, so these are the logs. But we are not printing anything here. But if you wanted to see all job runs, let's click on this. Like completely click on this CloudWatch. That's it. CloudWatch. Okay, this is the CloudWatch. If you open a CloudWatch, this it will look like this. You open CloudWatch. Okay, just opening CloudWatch. Now this is the starting base of a CloudWatch. Okay, if you see here, AI operations, alarms, and logs. Click on logs. Okay, and then click on log groups. Okay, now I wanted to see which groups I have. What are the groups I have? Lambda trigger, output, logs version 2, these error logs. I mean, all are belongs to AWS Glue. If you see here, AWS Glue, AWS Glue, AWS Glue, AWS Glue, AWS Lambda. But this is for Lambda, this is for Glue, this is for Glue, this is for Glue. So here I have output, logs, and error. If you go to error, you will see error logs. But if you go to output, you will see output logs. Click on this output. Okay, fine. Now here you have 10 log streams, out of which one you need to pick. Let's say, let's say for this job run I need to check. Okay, uh, these are my jobs. Okay, these are my jobs. Okay, there are almost 10 runs. Okay, let's say I wanted to check for this so and so job. Okay, just click on this. If you click on this it will give some ID to you, job run ID. Okay, this ID just copy it and take to the log group and just paste it. That's it. You will see the log group here. Or you wanted to see another. Let's say wanted to see another. Let's click on this stopped one. Okay, I'm just selecting. It will change here. Just observe here. Okay, this ID will get changed if you click on stopped. Change now. So just copy it, go there, and you are supposed to see the logs. But you won't see it here because okay, we are able to see it here. Okay, just open it and then you can see the logs and all. Okay, but for now we are not doing any printing and all. But in future if you're going to do any print and all, like you can see those things. Okay, so just that's how you are going to check. But if you wanted to go and check the lambda related log groups, okay, you can come back to log groups. This is for AWS glue, this is for AWS glue, this is for AWS glue, this is for lambda. If you see here AWS lambda, click on this lambda, and you see there is only one log group. Click on it, you're supposed to see these are the lambda and all. Okay, so yesterday we triggered lambda and it failed with this permission issue, right? Not authorized to perform and all those kind of details you can come and check here. Okay, again it ran and it got failed again. Okay, again it ran, again it ran. Okay, it got failed here. Okay, like that you can just come and check. 3 runs are captured here. I think 3 or 4. See, 4 times we ran it, failed, we ran it, failed, we ran it, failed, like that. So this is how you can just go and see the CloudWatch. Okay, so CloudWatch is for just see what's happening inside your service. Okay, when you run any job, any service, anything, just if you wanted to see, by default for few services, let's like Glue, AWS, Lambda. So this CloudWatch is by default enabled. Okay, but for few services it's by default maybe not enabled. You need to figure out the services and launch the configure the CloudWatch logs for it. Okay, for now it's just CloudWatch. This information is very much enough for you. So just you just need to know how to check, like if something fails, how it fails, like what happens inside it. Like if you want to check it, then let's go to CloudWatch. That's it. And you do not need to directly come to CloudWatch again. In my personal day-to-day activity, what I will do is I'll go here. If you see here, there is output logs. Simply click on this. It will automatically directly take you to here. And if you go to Lambda, let's say Lambda, click on Lambda. Okay, and I open this Lambda trigger glue job. Okay, so if you click on monitor to trigger what's happening inside Lambda, it's also code, right? You triggered a code and what happens in that code. Trigger that. Okay. You see, where is this? I think last 3 hours. No, I think last one day. Last one day is not possible. Okay, let's last 3 days. Okay, so these are the watches, right? Everything, like you see, these are the things. Okay, so in this way you can see like what happening here. And if you see here, you see view CloudWatch logs. Click on it. View CloudWatch logs. You directly taken into the CloudWatch logs. Okay, just click on this. That's it. Simple. Okay, you will see all other logs here. Okay. If I trigger this lambda again, then it might create one more. Let's say it is for 10. If you observe clearly, 2025 10 27. Today's date is 28 now, so for 28 it will create one more log group here. You need to open that log group. That like depends on the date. Okay, you just need to figure out, depends on the date. Okay, simple. So you directly come to CloudWatch from the service itself. Okay, fine. Okay, and tomorrow's class, right? What I will suggest, like what I will give as a homework is row versus columnar storage. I want you to go through this concept. Okay, row versus columnar storage. Okay, so I just want you to see, go and look into this thing. Okay, row versus column oriented storage. Okay, so what happens is, let's say I'll give you a small demo, very small demo. Okay, is it small topic? Name is simple, and let's say city. Okay, name will be Ravi. It's a 20. Okay, some random and some. Okay, here let's say 90. Let's say some random city name. Okay, that's it. This is your data. Okay, if you say it's a row based, that means row based storage means this data will get stored as is as it is as it is in the file. Okay, but if I say column based, okay, it will store like this. Okay, this is the first column, right? First column dimension. Now this is 90 and city will be fgh space hgvf. Okay, so this is how it's stored. You observe the storage here. Here it is stored as name. Okay, so name, a city, and row wise it got stored, but here it was column wise. Okay, why column wise, why row wise? Simple. So column wise means in your analytical purpose, right? You won't select all the columns. Let's say you have 100 columns in your data. Okay, you're not going to select all the 100 columns. You will select only 5 columns, let's say. Now here if you go with a row based, what happens is every row it needs to go and it needs to pick those 5 rows. Okay, it needs to scan again this entire row and pick those 5 rows, like that. 5 columns. Okay, but in this case, let's say you wanted to, you have 50 columns, that means you will have 50 rows for each row, right? For each column you will have a single row here. Now you can just go and select those 5 columns here. Just select this column, just select this column, just select this column, that's it. And after this, how many columns you have, you don't even bother. We'll just only scan till here and fetches the data you wanted. Okay, I'll just quickly show you a small example as well. This Okay, so this is a row format, columnar format. Okay, so 1 John 4.1, 2 Mike 3 to 5, and 3 Sally at 6.4. But if you come to columnar format, 1 to 3 will go in as a one place, John, Mike, Sally will go into one place, and 4.1, 3.5, 6.4, this entire data will go into one place. Okay, simple. You can see how this will be. See, more example will be this. Okay, ES alpha 3100. So you see, row 1 will be US alpha 3100, beta, all this details, row 1, row 2, row 3. But here it's a country, like this entire US JP UK comes here, country column. And this is a product column, this is sales column. Now what happens is, if you see, what happens is, let's say in this case, let's say I wanted to select only this country column, or product, country and product column, only country and product, that's it. Then what I need to do, I need to go to this row and scan this both the things, then again go to this row and scan both the things. Even though this is not necessary, I still need to load this entire data and scan it. And again I go to this row 2 and scan these two. Again I go to row 3 and scan these two. Again I go to row 4 and scan 2. But if it comes here, I want only country and product, right? I will directly go and pick these two, that's it. I won't even touch this sales column. Okay, in that way I'm avoiding all sales related data, right? I do not want, that's why I'm not loading them, that's it. So it's very simple, but just try to see what are the real time examples and all. Okay, so that's it. Just go and check it. What is row versus columnar storage and their respective. Parquet is a columnar storage. Okay, CSV is row based storage, like that. So just go and check files. Okay, so just go and check. Okay, check what is a parquet, what is CSV is file storage, what is ORC, there is a file called ORC and all. Okay, so then you can see what columnar row based is this Avro CSV, you don't know. And columnar storage will be overlap systems, and examples will be Apache Parquet, ORC, Apache and all. Just search it, that's it. So you can see best for transactional, OLTP, that means ATM machines, bank transactions and all. OLAP is for analytical purpose. Okay, and read performance, fast for reading full rows if you want to read entire row. Because in an ATM transaction, if something happens, you need to update entire, right? Like how much amount got withdrawn, what is the before amount, after amount, you need to update entire row, then you need this row based approach. But in columnar storage, you just need only few columns, subset of columns, that's why you need this. Okay, writer performance, fast for inserts, update and deletes. But this is for slower for single record modification. If you wanted a single record, let's say if you want to go and modify single record, you need to go to first column and modify it, then go to second column, modify it, then go to third column, modify it. But this is not intended for updates and all. It is intended for reading of the data, faster reading of the data. Okay, pure due to varied data types, high due to homogeneous data types. So uh, because the row will contain different data types, right? Row means like you have different columns and different data types. But here homogeneous, that means entire that column will have the same data type, right? That's what they're saying. Okay, data size suited for smaller medium tables, optimal for larger data sets. These are the examples. Simple, very simple example, just go and see. Okay, so the task will be for today's class. Okay, row and columnar storage. Okay, one of the topic, and let's read about OLTP and OLAP systems. differences between them. Okay, yesterday I gave you a few more topics, right? Just try to go through those topics as well. Okay, so in this way you will be good for the interview. Okay, you can just go and search. So this question will you will definitely see in the interviews. So that's why I was giving these topics. I can give all the topics at once, but I need to figure out where I saved all those things. If I find it, I will give you. But otherwise, just take this and just prepare. Okay. Okay. Cool. Fine. Now let's continue with the today's class. Today's class will be on DynamoDB. Okay. So today's class will be DynamoDB and RDS. Okay. Now and tomorrow or day after tomorrow, let's continue Redshift as well. With that, we will be done with AWS. I mean, on the tools introduction side. Okay. Then we will create some project. I told you about Medallion architecture right yesterday. Bronze, silver, gold layers, right? I hope you done some research on it, okay? But if not, please do it, okay? Because Medallion architecture is very important, and we are going to do project on top of this only Medallion architecture, okay? This is how it looks like, okay? See, data will be coming from the different sources, okay? Mm, okay, so data will be coming from the different sources, okay? Different sources, it could be anywhere from the world you will get the data, and that data will directly comes and land into this bronze layer. It could be S3 bucket, it could be Redshift, it could be RDS table, or any place it will land here. Then we need to clean the data, okay? Clean the data. This is the data, this is data is not ready for applying business rules, okay? You will have some issues, there could be null values, there could be inconsistency of the data. All these things you need to fix it. Then once everything is fixed, then you will apply some fixing and all, cleaning, data cleaning and all. As a data engineer, that's the first thing you will do whenever the moment you receive the data, okay? Cleaning and all, then you will load it into silver database, a silver a layer. It could be again S3 database or Redshift cluster or DynamoDB. It's up to you, but you will load it there. Then once it is ready, then you will apply some business related queries. Business will provide you some queries. You will build those queries and run on top of this data, okay? Then this data will give the final results. Now this data will be consumed by the data these guys, stream analytics for purpose, BI reporting, Power BI. I mean, you might have tried Power BI, like that, Tableau, reporting side, okay? So those things we'll use BN reporting and ML as well, like to train their machine models and all, okay? So this is the main architecture, okay? This is wherever you go, which are required to do in the real time, you will find the same architecture. Just try to be thorough in this architecture, that's it. You have so many videos on YouTube or so many articles in the online, so just go and refer those articles, okay? Middle architecture, just remember that, okay? Now let's continue with the today's class. It will be DynamoDB, okay? So with this, how many tools we are learning? Let's list them out. Or do I have it somewhere? Mm. Okay, fine. So we have learned S3. You know S3, you know Lambda, you know IAM, what issues and how we are going to do with IAS. RDS, I will take care. Glue, you have at least small idea. Like I know you are not able to code now. I'm pretty sure that. But coding and all, we are not going to cover it. So you need to cover it. I will share the files with you. But coding and all, you need to learn. PySpark coding and all. So you need to learn on your own. Athena, I'll show you how to do Athena query. I remember I showed this Athena already, but again I'll show you, no problem. Okay, Redshift we will discuss in the tomorrow, day after tomorrow class. DynamoDB and Airflow is the most important thing, but I will see because I need the resources and all right for it to tell Airflow, but I'll see. Okay, at least for now, we are left with this RDS, Athena, Redshift, and DynamoDB. DynamoDB will cover today, and RDS will cover today. Then we'll be left with this Redshift and Athena. Okay, then this SQS, SNS you already saw, right? I showed the message right in the first demo itself, how we will receive a message, right? That thing we already know. Event bridge is very simple. I'll show you these two things. Okay, fine. Then we'll be good. Okay. Then environments in the real time will look like this. Okay, for your information, environment means this is the place you are going to develop, and this is the place your production. You might have heard, right? Your seniors or your brother, someone saying that today we have production, that this I'll be busy, something, right? Production means your live, whatever you develop now, so that development should go into this production environment. It's a different, let's say, different AWS accounts. Hmm. So one account is you use for development, but the final account will be different, which is a production account. So you will develop the solution first, okay? They will give, the users will give the requirement, and you won't dump the solution as is into the production. Before that, you need to do some UAT testing, user acceptance testing. That means the solution which you developed, it should yield the expected results, right? It should give the expected results. If there is anything, any issue, then it won't go into production. You need to rework on the solution again. But it won't happen mostly. From development, you will move to UAT. From UAT, you will move to production. Okay. So those things. Okay. I'll let you know these things. Okay. Um. Yeah. So maybe let's research on these things as well. These are very small topics, but you can just go and research, because we can't cover all the topics here. So that's why I was giving the important topics and small topics to be referred by you only. Okay, just refer those things. Okay, let's continue with the DynamoDB now. Okay, what is DynamoDB? Before DynamoDB, maybe you have the relational databases and all. Anyone has any idea of relational database? What is relational database? What is relational table? Something? Anyone? No idea on relational tables and databases. I think you all coming from the somehow this computer background only, right? Computer programming background, or you are there any person coming from a different background?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Deepthi, Arun, and Anusha, like you are coming from which background? Like in your record mix, have you covered anything called SQL? Have you covered SQL in your record mix?
Yes, sir.
SQL, like in your record mix.
No, sir. No, sir. For me, it's
For you, it's no. Okay, and Arun and Anusha. Yeah, Anusha. Did they cover SQL in your academics, or you're not aware of?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're aware of relational tables, right? Relational tables and databases, because on top of that only you will run your SQLs, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool, fine. And what about Arun? Arun, you aware of these relational tables and databases? Come on.
Yes, sir.
Sorry?
Yes, sir, I am aware.
Okay, cool. Because why I'm asking is you have two concepts here. One is relational SQL databases, one is no SQL databases. This DynamoDB falls under no SQL databases. Okay, so one is SQL, which is this relational RDS. Okay, so RDS comes under Aurora RDS comes under this relational database. Okay, and this DynamoDB comes under no SQL databases. MySQL databases and services. Okay, why and how we need them is I will let you know. But I just wanted to aware. But I know Diti, you seems to be unaware of these relational databases, right? Just for your information, just go and research what is relational databases and relational tables. That's it. Simple. It's very easy. It's direct, easily understandable. Okay, you have many sources available. Just try
Okay.
researching on this. Okay,
Okay, sure, sir. Yeah.
okay. Fine. Okay, so I'll just go with the comparison first, then we'll come to the definition. Okay, source connection. If you wanted to connect to this DynamoDB, I mean this thing, anyone can go and refer this. It's not something we find out like this is a website, Geeks for Geeks. Anyone can go and find it here. Okay, any topic. I mostly follow these Geeks for Geeks only. So which are content I say, which are content I see, mostly get it from these websites only. Okay, you can just go and see. Okay, so simple relational database and DynamoDB is like what is relational database is no, SQL based. That means it has a predefined schema. Okay, for very sure it has a predefined schema, and every strict schema, what I call as strict schema. Let's say name should be string, then you cannot enter a number into that name column, right? In the relational databases, but in DynamoDB you can do it. And also relational database are not they're kind of a key value, but they're not exactly key value based. They're like row based, right? Row based, column based, like cells we can call it as. But DynamoDB na, it's a key value based. Let's say you wanted to store let's say there are five people in this call, right? Out of these five people, I wanted to store everyone's Aadhaar card. How I can store is I'll just go and mention the name, and just I will store the Aadhaar card number of that, or phone number of that, or something. So it's a kind of key value. Okay, this name, this Aadhaar card belongs to this so and so person. This phone number belongs to so and so person. Your phone book, contact book. Those are kind of key value pairs. But in relational database, we won't use it for such kind of thing. Relational database comes with very cost. Okay, and this DynamoDB is very cheap compared to this RDBMS, relational database management systems. RDBMS, Aurora, PostgreSQL, MySQL, these are very costly. Okay, but this DynamoDB is very less cost. You can store these small things. But if you do the same thing, you can do the same thing in the RDBMS as well. But if you do the same thing, it will take so much cost from you. Why doing it that way, in that location? Why you have an option for DynamoDB? So those places, whenever you want to do something like database kind of stuff, but you do not want to incur that much cost or that cost, right? Do not want to have those that much amount of cost, then let's come to this DynamoDB and use it for only for key value pairs. It's suggestible for only key value pairs. Let's say you are doing an API. Whatever API do, API will, let's say whenever you do anything, let's say you hit any website and fill any form, right? What happens in the background is it's an API. Okay, it will take your entire data as a JSON file and put it into some location. Mostly it will be DynamoDB only. Or you want any data, this let's say you open website, IRCT website. IRCTC website will pick from some place, right? What is that place? Definitely IRCTC. The moment you fire, like let's say you want to train from Hyderabad to Bangalore, you'll go and search it. What happens in the Bangalore is an interesting thing. It will again API. Okay, that API will take these inputs like your source name, sorry, source location, destination location. It will take as inputs and the data as well, and then fetch the records. What are the trains available in that area between those two stations on same date, and fetch all those details and display to you, right? But where these details are stored, have you ever thought about that? They're supposed to be somewhere, right? Maybe even I'm not sure whether it's a DynamoDB or RDBMS. I'm not sure, but yeah, these values supposed to be stored somewhere. At least, at least you understand that, right? Because how will get the trains available? Because let's say you have 10 trains on same day, on a day, on a Monday, but Tuesday there is a special. That means you're supposed to get 11 tables, 11 trains, 11 trains. How you will get to know those details? They will store these details in a background database. And if you remember, there are multiple websites, Make My Trip, Paytm. There are multiple platforms display the information. How they are going to display the information? They will request access for those APIs. Okay, that data storage, right? They will request for that. The access will be given via API, application programming interface API, and with the help of that, they will connect to the database or table, whatever maybe, and extract the data and display it to you. Okay, I'm for sure in most of the real world applications, let's say you Uber or Zomato. Let's say you go on Zomato and search for your in your location, you see what are the hotels you have, what are the restaurants you have, how you are getting those things. Back everything is an API in the background. Okay, so that API is supposed to go and pick your data from the some of the database of the RDBMS or whatever maybe database or DynamoDB. It's up to them what they are going to maintain. But yeah, definitely they need to pick it from somewhere. Okay, at least for that. Okay, now it uses HTTP request and API operations, and this is RDBMS is uses persistent connection and SQL commands. That means what it says is if you connect to RDBMS, you will stay connected to it until you close the connection. But here, DynamoDB, it's not like that. It's like HTTP request. That means whenever you need to do something, you connect to it, query the data. That's it. Your connection will be automatically closed. Okay, automatically closed. But in case of RDMS, it's not automatically closed. You can just stay connected to it with the first default time. It won't let you to connect it, stay connected for at least 1 year or 2 years. No, it will be given some time to, let's say 1 hour you can connect with the RDBMS. Because I told you, it's very costly. You cannot open the connection because someone can come and misuse that. Let's say you have your bank transaction, right? So if someone comes access to that, then they can do some edits on your if someone, let's say in your bank account there is 10,000 rupees. If someone go and change the 10,000 to 1 lakh, then they will they will have 1,000 rupees, right? I mean, they will have 1 lakh rupees, right? Which is definitely not correct. So those access we do not want to give. So that's why we always close the connection immediately the moment that jobs or that person's task is completed. Okay, like that. Hmm. Now let's come into the create table. It mainly requires the primary key and no schema on the creation. Can have various data sources. See, no schema. It needs primary key but no schema. But here, if you see, well, it requires a well-defined table for its operation. Defined table, defined schema, for sure. I told you, na. Here I told you name. Where is this? I told you, na. So name should be string, right? A should be integer, city should be string. Like that's for sure. If I go and introduce, let's say in this string, right? Let's say I go and introduce 1 to 3 into a relational database or table, it will definitely fail because it is not expected. Either it is expecting a string, but it is not giving a string. It will definitely fail. Okay. like that. Creating table, you need to very well defined table schema. According to schema, you need to input your values. Okay, getting table information, only primary keys are revealed. Okay, all data inside the table is accessible. Entire data you can go and access it. Okay, loading table data. In tables it uses items made of attributes. Attributes in the sense columns, we can call it as columns. Okay, items in the sense like dictionary, Python dictionary or something, like how Python dictionary you create. I'll show you after this. Okay, how to do it. And it uses rows and columns here. Yeah, rows and columns, right, or rows and columns, like that. Dictionary means how it will happen is, let's say, um, let me take a small example. Okay, this is Ravi and max is equal to, let's say, some date. Social max is equal to 35. Okay, just pass. Now this, if I store it as like this is a dictionary. I'm just building a dictionary out of this. Okay, so the dictionary will look like this. Okay, so this is the dictionary. This is how you will store it in the DynamoDB. Okay, DynamoDB. But same values how you will store in the this RDBMS. I'll show you. So name, then it should be subject max, subject name, social. Okay, then you will have my name here, marks here, 35. This is how you store in a RDBMS table, but this is how you store in a DynamoDB table. I'll show you after this. Okay, that's storage and all. Okay, and that's an item, right? This is an item right now. If you remember, dictionary, we are discussing about items, keys, and values. So these are items. These are items. Okay, so it will give you the item, and uh, items made of attributes. But here it's a rows and columns. If you see the example here, this is an item, this is an item, and these are rows and values, rows and columns. Fine. Let's see reading data type. Again, it uses the get item, query, and scan. Okay, these are the how you are going to scan your DynamoDB table. Here it's a select statement, select star from table so and so, where condition or whatever may be, select condition. Okay, managing indexes. It has secondary index to achieve same function. Here you will have some indexes and all. Index in the sense, like if you wanted to uh, divide, like for better processing of your data, for faster processing of your data, if you wanted to process data very fastly, you will use indexing. It's a bit advanced, not bit, very advanced concept. Okay, but this SQL has this, RDS has this indexes. Here you have some secondary index, kind of same function. Okay, but it's not that much require. You do not require indexes anywhere. But yeah, you both have the indexes in place. Okay, it has primary index, it has a primary key, and it has secondary index as well, to achieve the same function, similar function, for efficient processing, efficient querying of the data. Okay, modifying the table data, use update item. Is a Python, I'll show you Python bota 3 function I told you. So using that bota 3, you can do this update item, delete table. Here you can use update statement, delete statement, drop statement. You might have known this statement: update, delete, drop. Okay. Advantages of DynamoDB. Let's see. Yes, fast and predictable performance. Fast. Okay. Remember this word, fast. Okay, and highly scalable. Highly scalable. Okay, and offloads administrative burden for operational scaling. What happens is, in this DBMS now, if you wanted to scale up, let's say you everything will come with finite storage. Okay, for information, everything will comes with finite storage. That means limited storage. If you wanted to scale it, you need to raise a request and scale it. Okay, but in case of DynamoDB, you will not need to worry about that. It will offloads administrative burden operational scaling. That means it can automatically scale up. Will automatically scale up. Let's say for now you stored only 10 records. Fine, but in next year you stored 1 million records. Do you need to go and increase the storage of DynamoDB? No, do not need to. It will automatically scale up. But in case of your database RDS, you need to increase the load capacity. Then only you can go and do it. Okay, otherwise you won't be able to do it. Okay, now it offers encryption on rest for data protection. That means rest in the sense, not only in the transaction, like when you send a hi to your friend or someone, the data is supposed to travel in the network and it's supposed to be encrypted so that no one can come and break it. Okay, come and see what you are sending for privacy and all, like encryption. Okay, but not only in the traveling, when you send hi, it will be there in your WhatsApp, and again same hi will be seen in the other person WhatsApp, right? So at the rest, that is what rest, right? Let's say your data is sitting in the S3. Okay, S3, that means it is sitting in the S3, it is in rest, it is not moving to any other source now, it is just in the rest now. In the same time, it's supposed to be, when it's in rest now, so it's supposed to be encrypted. While traveling anyway it needs to be encrypted, but in the rest also it's supposed to be encrypted. It offers that rest for data protection, rest encryption. Okay, scalability is highly flexible, I told you, no? It can easily scale up. Okay, and management, AWS management console can be used to monitor resource utilization and performance metrics. So I'll show you those performance metrics. And it provides a demand backups, on demand backups. Like you can mention whenever you want to take backup now, because somehow you lost your data, you need to recover. Let's say let's say your bank transaction, right? Somehow that database got down, that means you need to recover from that point of failure. You need to take backup, otherwise you won't be able to recover it. So that's what it says. So you need to take that backup. Okay, on demand backup. It enables point in recovery for your Amazon DynamoDB tables. Exactly, that's what we discussed, right? Point in recovery, using this demand backups you can do this point in recovery. And point in time recovery helps protect your tables from accidental write or delete operation. That means in case anytime you want it to recover back, you can just go and recover back. Okay, and it also says you can restore the table to any point in time during last 35 days. Last 35 days only you can go and store it, that's it. Before 35, you won't be able to do it. Okay, and it can be highly automated. And these are limitations: low read capacity. All tables and global secondary index must have a minimum of one read and one write capacity unit. When read and capacity write capacity units means, to read the data you need, like everything is a mission, right? To read you need some unit or mission or capacity. Okay, and write you need some mission or something like that, capacity units we call it as. Okay, units here we call it as capacity units. uh, there if you remember, right, reader, writer, something you might have seen that in the relational tables and somewhere, right? Readers and writers. Okay, table sizes has no limit, but accounts have 256 table limit unless you request for higher. Okay, that means table size is scalable, that's what we discussed. But accounts have, an account have 256 table limit. That means you cannot create more than 256 tables in an AWS account. 256 DynamoDB tables. I mean, it's more than enough, but in case if you want to create 257, just go and request AWS. They will give you the taxes. Okay. Okay, only 5 local and 20 global secondary indexes per table are permitted. This is what we say. I told you, no, that like secondary indexes means like you have a primary key anyway, but along with that, you wanted to have one more index or something created so that you can access the data faster. Then you can have it that as well, secondary index. Then it has only 5 local and 20 global. There has some limit. Maximum you can have 5 local and 20 global secondary indexes. That's it. Okay. DynamoDB does not prevent the use of reserved awards as name. You can use any name, let's say, but in SQL side, it's preserved names. There will be preserved names. Let's say you cannot use string there. String is a keyword. You know keywords, right? Python, you have a def is a keyword. Int is a keyword. String is a keyword. Float is a keyword. Python keywords. If you search for Python keywords, you will see all these things. If is a keyword, else is a keyword of Python, right? While all these are keywords of a Python. Similarly, this DynamoDB does not prevent any reserved words as names. It do not have any those keywords and all. That's what it says. Okay. Partition key length and value, minimum length sits as 1 byte and maximum to 2048 bytes. Okay. um, Partition key, you can partition the data as well. I'll show you this thing. And the minimum length sits as 1 byte and maximum to 2048 bytes. Okay, so 1 byte to 2048 is the length. You can think of partition key. Okay, partition key length 1 byte to 2048 bytes. I'll show you what are those bytes. Okay, so this is what DynamoDB about. Okay, so DynamoDB, what DynamoDB final does is it's allows user to create databases. Okay, so it's same like your relational database. You can just create a database here. Okay, you can create a table here, you can insert the values here and everything. But here it's very fast, it's highly scalable, you do not need to maintain it. But here the thing is, it's kind of a items, it's not the row value. Okay, row column. Okay, row column values, it's kind of items. And if you want to do, it's a different approach and all. Okay, and mostly we will use it to if any API want to call any data na, we will connect this DynamoDB with that API, and then the API can come and call this DynamoDB and give the data to the users. That's what it happens mostly, DynamoDB. And if you remember on October 19th, October 19th, this entire AWS region got down, AES East 1. You just go and research what happened on that day. October 19th, AWS ES East 1. What happened in ES East 1? That's it. It will tell you many things. Okay, so that's it. Let's quickly jump onto the tutorial now. Okay, so this is DynamoDB. Okay, you just come here, open DynamoDB, manage NoSQL database. Okay, fine. Now click on dashboard. See, everything is empty. Favorite tables is empty. Alarms is empty. DAX clusters is empty. Everything is empty. Tables. Everything is empty. Perfect. Explore items. Everything is empty. For now, everything is empty. Let me create a table. Okay. Go here. Create table. What's the table name? Test demo TDB DynamoDB table. I want to say table. Okay. You have a primary key. Addition key will be a primary key for you. So let's say name is a primary key, and it's a string type, or which type you wanted to have. You can have the three types: binary, number, string. Let's go with the string because name is a string. Sort key is optional. I'm not going with that. And these are the default settings. Default settings means, you see, DynamoDB standard and capacity units on demand. That means capacity mode. Let's say you want more readers. That means what to say. So readers in the sense, like, let's say someone wanted to access your data, they cannot directly come and access this data. They need a client, right? Like if you remember in the head website, they are connecting to client, and client will connect to this storage and give the data to you, right? Hadoop client, they connected. Like similarly here, they cannot directly connect to the table, our DynamoDB table. They need to connect to some unit, some mission. That mission will come and guide you. Simple. Whenever you go to DMart, right, so you cannot directly go and get your bill, self build and come out, right? There is some people who will help you to get billed, right? There is a reception. You go there and just show the items you purchased. They will make the bill and they will give the items to you, right? Similarly, you need that. Let's say in a DMart, you have only one person who builds your items. Then how difficult it is for you to go and buy the item? Will it take so much amount of time or less time? Right, it will take so much amount of time because there is only one person who is building your items. But if you have 10 persons, then it's easy, right? Bit easy. At the same time, 10 persons can build. Okay, then 100, let's say if one person takes 1 minute, then this 10 persons can do it for 10 persons in the 1 minute. Otherwise, if there is only one person, then it will take almost 10 minutes to build for all these 10 persons. Okay, so that those kind of things, like we can consider of this reading and writing units, like who will guide you with the writing, who will guide you with the reading. We call it as capacity units. Okay, you can see maximum read capacity, write capacity. Okay, local secondary nexus, we are not doing anything. Global also, we are not doing anything. Okay, encryption key management, it's already managed by AWS. We do not need to worry about it. Deletion protection. Let's say if someone deletes this by unknowingly, someone deletes it, then you need to stop the deletion. You do not want anyone to delete it unknowingly. Then you can customize settings. Okay, just these things you can just enable. Where is this? Mm-mm. Where is this option? So you can go with the default option, default settings. Okay, if you go with the default settings, this is what you will get. If you go with the customized settings, you have two options: on demand standard or a standard IA. Okay, so if you see here, recommends for tables that store data in that is infrequently accessed. IA means infrequently. We discussed it yesterday. Infrequently accessed rows and all. So they will request for this, but mostly we'll go with the standard because this is recommended for most variety of the tables. Okay, so capacity calculator, let's say your item size is 1 KB, item read and all, one item per second. One item in the sense I told you, na, this Ravi is one item here. This Ravi is one item here. Okay, at one item or one item reading. Someone want to write that values into this system, right? that one item, and based on that, okay, then you need one reader capacity 1. Let's say you need 20. Let's see how many capacity units it need. Okay, see, 20 writer capacity units and 10 read items per second, like that. Okay, if you increase the size, let's say 10 kb, then this capacity units and writer capacity units will also increase accordingly, and according to your cost you can see here everything. Okay, so but we do not need all these things. We just need auto scaling is on. If you see this write capacity on auto scaling, that means it will automatically scale up. Okay, warm throughput means like the amount of data that uh, passes from one system to another system within 1 second. Within 1 second, how much amount of data we can read, or throughput we can say, through we can say, simple, within 1 second, how many members can pass through your gate, through a gate. Let's say your college gate. Within 1 second, how many people can pass? Let's say if gate is the gate size is very small, then only few people can pass. Let's say 5 people. If it is very large, then a very high amount of people can pass. Right? Simple. Like that. There should be delete production somewhere. You see, this is turn on delete production. If I turn on this, then no one will be able to delete it accidentally. It's on, and mostly in the production we will keep it on. Okay, but mostly we won't go with this at all. We will go the default settings and everything. That's it. You create a table. Perfect. Table created now. Okay, let's give it a moment. It will get created. Simple. It's not that important for you, but why I'm telling you is I want you to be aware of all these things, because tomorrow you do not want to say I've never know about this service. You're supposed to say I know service. See, today at 10:30 I have a call with my client. Okay, I'm not sure what they will ask me to do. Like, I have entire team with me, but we never know what they will ask us to do. But still, we need to go and tell, okay, we need to provide them options. If you go with DynamoDB, these are the benefits. If you go with the relational database, this is the benefits. Okay, so what is the best one I need to choose in this scenario? Like that, you need to research. Okay, never say you never know aware of tool. Always it's good good to know about the tools. Then which tool, when to use. You know everything, but when, where, how you need to use it, that you need to be aware of. But at least for now, I'm introducing this concept to you. I know I'm not going to deep dive into all these concepts. Okay, I'm just telling you till at your stage, everyone is fresher as a data engineer. So till what level you need this, I'm telling you to till that level. But if you want to deep dive, you can deep dive and learn. There are many resources available after these classes, after this course and all. You can start practicing. But for now, let's try to let's remember that there is called tool called DynamoDB, and you can create a tables there, and there are reader units, capacity units. Okay, so all these things, at least remember those things for now. What is item? And dictionary is an item. Dictionary, you will have items. If you understand the dictionary, it's a Python concept, right? I told you Python is everywhere. Python and SQL, it's everywhere. Okay, so Python dictionary item. Similarly, here you have item. Whatever you save it now, it will come as item. I'll show you how it will look like. Okay, we have a table now. I will open the table now. Okay, so settings, indexes, I do not have anything. Monitor, you can watch CloudWatch logs. Okay, global tables, backups. You want to take backup, create a backup and take that backup. Okay, so but for now I'm not doing. You can schedule the backup actually. Okay, you can schedule the customer settings. Okay, backup, AWS backup, create backup now. And transition to cold storage now, and backup default, and all. You can do all this backup kind of stuff. Okay, exports and streams, like if you wanted to export your entire data industry, you can do it. Okay, like that. But for now, we will try to add some values to this table. Explore items, you can click on. Okay, this is the table. Okay, you can see this is this. Now this is the table. Let me close this. Okay, this is the table. Okay, if you click on create item, it will ask me for the name, partition key name. What is the name? It's a let's say Ravi's the name. Okay, Ravi. Now I will add new attribute to it. Let's say number. Attribute name will be phone number. Phone number. Let's correct. Okay, phone number, and phone number will be 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, So this is the this thing. Okay, now let's create an item. Item got created. So this is the item got created. Now I will show you how it will look like in the background. I told you na, it will be a dictionary, Python dictionary. I'll show you. If you click, if you open this again, this value, okay, click on JSON view. You just remove this, turn off this. See, this is how it looks, right? Name, Ravi, phone number, this. Okay, so like I told, so this is how it looks in the background. So that's why I'm calling it as an item. Okay, let's say our same Ravi. Let's add subject max marks. Let's say 78. Most thing, and it's let's say social. Okay, and let's put some value 35. Save. If I go and see the JSON view, I'll always turn this off. Okay, see, name, phone number, max, social, right? These details. That's what we discussed here, right? So this is how your data looks like. It's an item, Python dictionary, right? Python dictionary. Similarly, but this is a bit different, but yeah, this is how it should look like. Okay, this is how it should look. That's why I'm calling it as an item. Item. If you remember, here we are saying as an item, update item, delete item, right? Update item, delete item, like that. You get item, like that. So like that you will have. Okay, let's try to add one more value to it. Okay, get item. Now what I will do is I'll give, okay, here I'll just create item as this. See, even though I haven't given any values, it still has empty values, which is fine. Okay, now I will go here. I'll create one more new column directly here. Okay, new column is directly number, not number. Let's go with the string, and let's say new column. New column. Name itself new column. Value is some random. Will it happen in the database side? Anyone has any idea? See, I have this new column created, and it has empty values. Right? No need to worry. You do not need to go and update this row for this value and all. But in the relational database, you can still create this column and all. But you need to figure out all these things. Like here, you do not need to. You do not have that strict scheme and all. Okay, you can still go and create all these things. Okay, just have these things. Okay, this is all this DynamoDB and all. Okay, what we use is, like, I will tell you in my personal, out of my personal experience, how we used is, let's say your job got ran now. Your job ran now, right? This job ran, right? How we use this mostly, I'll tell you how I use personally. Let me delete both items. Okay, create item, job name will be, let's say, blue job employee hyphen KPI. This is the job name. Okay, now new attribute will be string job run ID. Okay, now new attribute will be string status, job status. Okay, job status will be, let's say, let's pick the value. Let's go to the runs. Okay, let's pick the first value. Okay, this is the job run ID, right? Let's copy this job run ID. Okay, let's go back here. And what is the status of it? Success, right? Succeeded. Where is it? Succeeded. Okay, succeeded. Create item. That's it. See, with the help of this, are you able to find out like what happened to your job? Simple, right? You can just come here and see, for the same job, this job run got succeeded. You do not need to go and check it here. You can still check it here. It is absolutely fine. But yeah, in case you wanted to have any insights and all something, you can just go and do it here. Okay, that's it. Let's do it for this same. Okay, copy this ID. Now again create one more item. Just job name will be same name. Blue job employee API. Okay, create a string job name. Sorry, job run ID. Let me give, what was the name I gave? Job run ID. Glue job employee KPI. Okay. And new attribute string job run ID. Okay. Add new attribute string status failed. As it failed, I wanted to have reason as well. Reason start job run permission issue. Okay. Now in this way, you will find everything, right? The moment you see here, see, okay, job status I mentioned now. Let me edit this. Update edit item. Okay, so it should be job status failed. Again, I gave a wrong spelling. Job underscore status. Okay, so I gave some space or something. Oh, see job status. Okay, so reason, if you come and see here, are you able to easily find out like what happened to your job runs and all? Like it's easy, right? Let me make it bigger. Okay, you come and see here. If you come and see here, like it's very easy, right, for you to figure out like what happened. This is the job name, this is the job name, this is the failed date, this is the reason. Okay, in this way you can find out like what happened in your glue database system in the real production, right? Let's say there are 10 jobs that's supposed to run at so and so time. Let's say time is now 6:36. At 6:30 there are 10 jobs triggered. Okay, and what happened to those 10 jobs? You need to monitor them. 10 things are supposed to happen at a particular time, but to if you wanted to find out what happened to the 10 items, you can create a table like this, and you can put the information some information here, so that you can simply go and you do not need to go to different places and see what happened inside that. You came here and you will see, okay, this is a job, it ran, this is the job run, this is the job status, this is the reason it failed with this job run permission issue, like that. So it's very easy, uh, it's very easy to maintain all this metadata or insights at the workplace, so that you can easily find out what happened inside your glue job or whatever the service. In any service you can just simply have it. Okay, or you can have what does this job do, how many records it read, how many records it updated, something like that. Okay, all these things you can do it. Fine. Okay, let me quickly show you the RDS side as well. Okay, so this is DynamoDB till now. Okay, I know while I done the project now, so you will understand more things. But for now, just these are dots for you. I know, I'm pretty sure, as because these are advanced concepts. I'm pretty sure the moment you say these projects to your interviewer now, they will think you are worked on some advanced projects. So let's say 10 people went to interview, and if you are able to grab these concepts and tell to explain to your interviewer now, you will have some good impression out of those 10 people, because they will feel that okay, you have some real time experience. And it's very difficult, right, to get a opportunity as a fresher in a data engineering field, because uh, client will simply ask like, let's say you work for TCS ask some client, some bank, this guy is a newcomer, he's a fresher, can you please utilize him for data engineering? He comes with very skilled person, but they won't take it. Why they will say is, I do not want to take this fresher, I need to give training, or he is not that efficient to work here, I need a experienced person. But without giving an opportunity, how can you become an experienced person, right? You cannot do it. But with the projects, you can become an experienced person. Okay, so definitely if you are not practicing, you do not have the experience, you will never be able to crack an interview, or you will never be able to get a project. Okay, that's why I'm always insisting you to go and practice the tools which I'm telling now. There are many hundreds of tools in AWS now. You have, I think, 250 plus tools or something. There is so many tools. Okay, number of services in AWS, 200, over 200. See, 200 services. But out of these 200 services, that user by data engineer. Let's see how many tools it will give. These are the tools it gives. Okay, database services, RDS, DynamoDB, Redshift, which we are going to discuss now. We just now covered DynamoDB. If you see here, let's come from the starting. Okay, AWS S3, you know. IAM, you know, but EC2 you didn't know. But I'll show a small demo on IEC2 as well. Okay, VPC I'm not going to cover definitely because it's very advanced concept. If I put start VPC, then you will start losing interest on data engineering. That's how big the VPC is. Okay, I mean it's not that important. Okay, there are separate teams who will manage this VPC. Okay, there are separate persons who will manage these DevOps things, and also they will create a VPC for you and give it to you. VPC is kind of virtual private cloud, so that you need to go and work on top of it. Let's say if you go to your lab, right? Your lab uh, in your let's say in your company, that is a virtual private cloud. Everything, no external devices can connect to those computers, right? They will restrict it, those kind of things. Network to isolate and manage AWS services, simple. So it's a big topic, and there will be different teams who will take care of those things. Okay, RDS, database services. RDS I'm going to tell you about to tell that. DynamoDB you already know. I mean, at least you know what is DynamoDB, what happens, item, at least there is an item, at least there is read unit, capacity unit, something, you know. Redshift, you'll anyway know, or you'll anyway do some practice. Okay, AWS Glue, you know what is AWS Glue, you know. Um, Step functions, I can teach step functions, but the thing is like we hardly use step functions in the real life. We never use step functions because step functions is not that much debuggable. Okay, you cannot debug in case something fails. It's not that user friendly. That's why there was. But EMR, let's say AWS EMR means I'll show you how to spin up a cluster in EMR for sure. EC2 and EMR, we will put it for one day. Okay. Athena, you already know. I showed a demo like how if you want to query any data, which is as in the form of file, you can use this Athena. Okay, and Kinesis. Kinesis, it's advanced concept. It's a real-time streaming. We are not going to cover. You can explore on your own. Okay, lake formation I'll tell you. Like if you wanted to restrict permission, let's say you have a data and that data you do not want everyone to go and use it. You want to restrict. Let's say the student, I have the data in the database. I want students to access this much data, and tutor teacher to use this much amount of data. Those permissions you can give it in the like formation. Data level. I mean whether he can access the database or not, you can set it via IAM role. But he has the access to the database. But how much amount of data? What are the columns? What are the rows he can access? That you can decide via lake formation. Okay, and Lambda, Lambda, right? CloudWatch, right? KMS, we do not need to worry. Data migration service. So data migration service means database migration service means, let's say there is a database in on-premise, okay, on-premise, and that database they wanted to move into cloud, AWS cloud. Then you will use this service, database migration service. Okay, and Amazon QuickSet. I told you, Power BI, Tableau kind of stuff. So they will use this. But out of this, we will cover only these two. Rest all not that much important. Okay, DMS like you can just for database migration service means you do for that. If I wanted to tell you, I need to create a database in the on-premise. I do not have that setup ready, and then I need to put some data there, and then I need to move the data from on-premise to here. Right? I cannot. We cannot set up that environment now on-premise. Everything we have is a cloud as a individual. We have every all the clouds. You cannot have the on-premise setup. Okay, so at least you see these are the tools you need to learn as a data engineer. You have, even though you have 200, out of the 200 these are the most important tools, core services and all. Okay, this EC2 and EMR I'll take it one day. Redshift one day. Today let's complete this RDS as well. Okay, Athena, we will complete Athena and lake formation one day because both are interdependent. That's it. Okay, that's it. Within 3 days, maybe by Friday, let's try to complete these things. On Saturday or Sunday, let's try to do the project, end-to-end project. Okay, in that way, Medallion project, okay, based on Medallion architecture. In that way, you will be good with your entire AWS tools. Okay, then we will try to do one more project in Azure Databricks side. Simple data in the open Databricks notebook, and try to do project on top of that. That's it. Uh, I'm not going to tell any GCP and all because GCP you can explore on your own because everything is same. Here, let's say, let me give you something. Compare tools between AWS versus Azure versus GCP. Which tools? DE tools. Okay. So data storage. You see, AWS offers a wide range of storage options, including Amazon S3. Okay. If you see Azure Blob, Azure Blob storage is object storage. Here, Amazon S3 is object storage. If you see Google Cloud Storage is object storage. Same function. Nothing will change. Same functioning, but the name will change. The service will change. Okay. Now, Amazon RDS, relational databases. Azure SQL databases. Okay, this is the relational database, and DynamoDB is a NoSQL here. Azure Cosmos DB is a NoSQL here. Okay, Redshift is a data warehouse here. Azure Synapse Analytics is a data warehouse here. Similarly, BigQuery is a data warehouse. Firestore is a NoSQL. Cloud SQL is a relational database. See, it's a same service, same functioning, but just the name got changed. That's it. Let's go here. EMR services like EMR. That means it's a managed Hadoop Spark. EC Azure Databricks, and Glue serverless ETL. It's data factory. Event hubs, real-time data streaming. Kinesis, we call it as Athena to query our query engine. Synapse Analytics, integrated analytics platform. That you can just go and use it. Similarly, so same thing, nothing will change. Okay, so here you have Apache Airflow. Let's say Apache Airflow. Here you have some Azure Logic apps for workflow automation. Like same service, you have everywhere same service. Only thing is the name is different. That's it. So what I suggest is instead of learning three tools, three different services, and learning everything much deeper, no need. Just learn one service. I preferably say AWS or Azure. GCP, it has some time. GCP is right now, GCP is bit less. You have less opportunities in GCP. You need to move either with Azure or AWS. Okay, it has less opportunities in GCP, but in future definitely GCP will grow up. That's very sure. Even I am planning to learn GCP in future, not now, because for now, what are the tools I have? It's fine for next 2 years or 3 years. Maybe after that GCP will start picking up. Then we can start learning GCP and all. But what I suggest is, I do not want you to go with Azure as well. Just go with AWS only. AWS only. AWS is user friendly. Many people already work in AWS, so that's why in case you face any issues, you can easily find a material for AWS. Okay, any solution for your AWS thing, you can just go and find the solution and just start practicing. Just start resolving your issues, right? In that way, AWS will help you. Azure also, we can definitely try to cover what is something. Okay, but it's always preferable. I prefer to go with AWS. It's not that I'm promoting AWS. I'm with the AWS from the starting. And when I started, when I wanted to learn any one of the tool, at that time I have this dilemma, which one to go with. Then one of the seniors suggested that always go with AWS because it's a user friendly, okay, and it has so much documentation and all available, so that you can easily find any solution if you're stuck. Okay, so go with AWS, or if you want to go with Azure, still acceptable, still fine. You have many tutorials, many places where you can just go and refer for the services and all these things. See, simple, yeah. So telling you, if you wanted to go and research on top of Azure or whatever maybe, just go there. So Azure, uh, let's say Azure, let's say Synapse, Azure Blob Storage. Okay, just go and search for the Azure Blob Storage tutorial for beginners. That's it. You'll find many videos. You can just go and see any video, something. They will explain you. They'll tell you everything. Okay. What I say is, like, you have all overwhelming content in the internet. First thing, but it will take your willingness, your efforts to learn those contents. Okay. But I know, like, if I can still go and cover these concepts for you. But the thing is, we do not have that enough time. Okay. We do not have the enough time to cover all these topics. We have very less amount of time, and within maybe next week, I think today date is 29 October. Okay, maybe after November, I think by 31st it's supposed to be completed, but I'm extending next week as well. By October, November 7th or so, we're supposed to complete this entire course. So we do not have that much time, so that's why I'm not covering it. I'm not saying I'm not covering it. I'll just cover it, but I won't cover it that deep. Okay, AWS, I'm going to create some examples and show you and all this kind of stuff, but we will do projects, definitely two projects. So if you tell it to someone in the interview, then they will really impressed with that project. So that kind of project we will do. I'm pretty sure, because I'm going to tell you the my current company project which we are developing, so that let's say in future, let's say 10 projects, 30 projects, how many people come and use it, they will going to use this project. So that's how good my project is. I'm very much proud to tell that. So that project we will do. Okay, then whenever you tell in the interview, right, they will definitely doubt whether you really worked on that project or not. But if you're good enough, and if you're good enough to answer those questions, then you will definitely get into that company. Okay, so that kind of project we will do. Okay, so be patient. Saturday and Sunday, I hope you are available. I'll tell you the timings, mostly in the night or so. Saturday night or so we can connect. Okay, maybe Saturday after 8 o'clock or something we can connect for 2 hours or so, and then complete red shift. What are the topics pending? And Sunday we will start the project. Okay, once Sunday we start the project, Sunday night same time we will start the project. Okay, and then next week, and then next week. And then next week we will just cover all these topics, like what are the pending topics and all that. We will have few topics, so we will cover those topics, and we will do one more project. We are going to do at least 2 to 3 projects. I mean, we've already done one project. If you know, if you remember, we already done the project yesterday and day before yesterday. That's a kind of project. So we done project, but let's do two more big projects, ideal and architecture. Okay, then we'll be good. Okay, then you'll be good with 2 projects. And if you want more projects in future, if I find any project is very useful and all, I'll share those details in the group. Then you can just go and refer it. Okay, so in that way you'll be good with the projects and all. Okay, that's it. But I'm sure, like, you are having some your own issues, and you're unable to prepare, you're unable to at least go through recording. I know many people saying many reasons, but it's up to you. Whether you wanted to learn, you can learn. If not, it's up to you. It's up to you. No one is forcing you. You are here because you wanted to learn something. We haven't forced you to come here, right? So it's up to you how you wanted to learn, how you wanted to practice. If you want, if you stuck somewhere, not only after this in this course, after this course, if you stuck somewhere, just let me know. You can have a sessions on Saturdays, on Sundays. Okay, still I'm okay with it. But yeah, let's discuss those things later. But yeah, that's fine. We have 9 minutes. Okay, let's discuss this RDS concept tomorrow. But RDS, you have idea. At least I'm good. Deepthi, hope you will do some research on RDS. Okay, tomorrow let's discuss how to create an RDS database and tables and insert some values into that. Okay,
Sure, sir. Yeah.
so that will be good. I think RDS, but DynamoDB, I hope you at least you had remember that name, DynamoDB. That's it. In future, you will definitely hear that name. Many projects will use this DynamoDB. Okay, so just hear that name. That's it. And also concepts which I gave now. So these are concepts, these kind of concepts you can just prepare on your own. Okay, OLTP, these are interview questions. Okay, I should also give data engineering, sorry, data warehouse, data lake, and data mart and all, right? So you search for data mart as well. Data mart as well. Happen. Okay, data mart. What is data mart? You can search for those kind of questions. Okay, data mart. Okay, these kind of things. Data mart. Okay, DATAMART. Just consider this. Okay, data mart and all. So just try to research. These are very small concepts you can just do whenever you try for any top 30 interview questions for data engineering. You'll get to know all these questions. Okay, fine. That's it for today's class. I hope you no doubts. Okay, so in case of any doubts, let me know. Otherwise, we can wind up.
No doubts, sir.
No, no.
Okay, there are two scenarios. One, if you have no doubts, means either you understand the class very well, or you didn't understand the class at all. So there are two things. So I mean, it's up to you. I know you are.
We'll just go through it, sir, once.
Yeah, yeah, please. But have you gone through the previous classes?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. It's up to you. No problem. You've gone through, who haven't gone through, no problem. By November 7th, the course will get over. And after that, it's up to you. You are on your own. But I won't say you shouldn't reach out to me, but you can reach out to me still. Okay. Still, if you want to have a individual sessions, we can have individual sessions. Or if you want a group session, you can.